Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Weaver. Welcome to The Audio Analyst. On December 14th, 2022, at 10:05 a.m. Eastern, I received an email from Parasound's PR representative, Gordon Sell. It announced that Richard Schram had retired and sold the company he had founded in 1981 to an entrepreneur active in product growth and supply chain management, David Sheriff. Now, as David had no real history in the audio industry, I knew nothing about him, so I was inspired to do some research. I soon learned that he graduated from the U.S. Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering in 1988, and then served 5 years as an A-10 fighter pilot. In January 1993, he made the move into the world of business, finance, and management consulting when he became president of the Astron DS Corporation of Chicago, a company that specializes in wooden household furnishings. Then in January of 2000, he became president and CEO of what was then known as VBS, Visual Business Solutions, in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, VBS first became Petros 724, but is now doing business as Synergy Resources. They were an informatics, enterprise resource planning, strategic planning partner firm that specialized in organic process development and consulting, product growth, and supply chain management. While still involved with VBS, in April of 2012, he also took on the role of CEO of Displays Now Incorporated of Middleton, Wisconsin, which offers digital signage software solutions. Now, with that bit of background, let's take a look at and listen to the wealth of information that David was willing to share with me in this, his first interview about this sea change at Parasound that took effect just 1 quarter ago now. Welcome, everybody. Today we have a very special guest, the new CEO of Parasound, David Sheriff, who's been kind enough to make some time for us today. Welcome, David. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited for this interview.
No, I'm excited to do this. We've wanted to do this since the announcement was made, and I realize it's been a challenge to find the time. So I'm grateful for you dedicating a few minutes today to talk to people. And I know a little bit about your background from the research I've done. You have a Bachelor of Science from the U.S. Air Force Academy. That was what, 1988-ish, I believe.
88. Yep.
And then you served 5 years as an A-10 fighter pilot. Dude, that's got to be some amazing time. But you got some great stories to tell there.
There was.
But let's stick with the audio topic today, because I think most of the people in the world that are interested in the Parasound products are curious to see where we're going. Briefly, can you give us a little bit of the broad strokes of what you've done with your business dealings?
Okay, I think if I start with why I bought it a little bit, it might help what I've done.
Absolutely, sure.
So Richard built a great brand.
No question.
And his attention to detail, innovation, especially early on, and bringing John in for and making relatively bulletproof product really has established its name in the industry. And the performance value I saw there wasn't really much competition out there for it of where the products fit. And with where I wanted it to go, I wanted to be able to find a company, when I was looking for companies, that had that brand already, because that's a value that's always underrated, is when I have the brand and understand what that brand is, how do I take that and take it to another level? And that's what Richard wanted also. We talked about the path, what his challenges were, how we go forward. And one of it is, let's keep the stuff we're doing well. The JC designs and the John's designs are they're sound, they're great, people love them. John does not look at just specifications. John looks at how does it sound.
Absolutely.
And there's a big difference there. There is product that outperforms us on measurement devices, but if you listen to side by side, we're going to beat it every time.
Well, and that's that's been one of the
stories of John's career. I mean, he left Levinson for certain reasons. They were cheapening out parts instead of using the parts he selected. So, yeah, John, almost an icon in this industry. So,
well, I feel he is one, and that was part of my first question when I talked to Richard about acquiring it was, what's John's plan? Because that was really a hinge point to understand. His attention to detail, his, as you said, his emphatic desire to keep this product what he wants it to be. In the upcoming future, you'll hear what has happened with that, and maybe some nice announcements in the relatively near future regarding John and some products.
We're looking forward to it. I don't know if Richard told you the review I did of the JC1 Plus. I thought, the JC1 had always been a great product. Right. The JC1 Plus was the next step up that really announced to a lot of companies that Parasound was for real. They weren't just making affordable products. They were making great affordable products.
Let's say John outdid himself this time.
Yeah.
So
it's a fabulous amplifier.
No, on the next one.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're excited, really, really excited about some things that are coming down the pipe.
Well, I'm looking forward to the announcements, but that kind of brings me to the point. You have a new design engineer who's joined the team.
Yes.
A young man who I think we've both briefly talked about this. I think he's going to be a young rising superstar, and that is Darren Myers. Now, he spent the last 7 years with PS Audio, so I have to assume that at some point he maybe got some tutelage or took some learning from the great late Bascom H. King.
So Darren, if you've read up on him, has been a student, or he's been an audiophile since his early teen years.
Sure.
He's always known what he wanted to do. And so he started his path much faster than anyone else out there because he knew with purpose as a teenager, this is what I'm going to do with my life. And not every place that he's worked, and even many experts outside of it, innovators, disruptors, he has reached out, learned, been a student of all these people who have changed the industry. John being, one of the forefronts of that.
Yeah.
And so, you've got this wonderful, young, passionate brain with the humility to say, I don't know everything. Let me learn from these people. Let me see what they're doing. And then the energy to say, how can I make it better? And how to use today's technology and leverage what's available to make better circuits or test circuits quicker. For instance, when we were just talking about it, if he's testing different resistors, he's not having to solder it up and test it and then try the next one and test it and try the next one and test it. He's going to have 50 variations all going at the same time to be able to see them all side by side to say what's the best.
Right.
So his design capabilities and the abilities to automate those are helping us substantially speed up development time over historical ways.
Yeah, I think I think he recently has gotten a lot of accolades because two of the products he designed at PS Audio recently won Products of the Year from Stereophile and Absolute Sound. What was the Class D Stellar M1200 monoblocks got a Absolute Sound award, and I think in 2020 it was the Stellar Phono preamp that got Stereophile's award. So, yeah, I think this might be a really interesting partnership, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where you're going. And apparently, there are already products in the works that we're going to hear about sometime soon. So I'm excited.
I wouldn't say soon yet. We want to,
right.
But sometime in the let's call it near future.
Okay.
And that near future to me is sometime hopefully in the next few months we'll be announcing things.
Okay, so months, not years.
No, I'm conservative.
Okay.
I can, so I'll let you'll be the first to publicly say, Darren did a review of all of our current product mix and development.
Sure.
And the great news is, especially the JC stuff's rock solid.
Yeah.
There's ideas John has, ideas Richard still has of how to improve a couple things, but they don't need a lot of improvement. They don't. And we looked at what we have, and we've been asked a lot of questions about the P8, and we are shelving that product.
Okay.
It's not going to meet the the expectations and brand that we've become to know, or that we've become to known for.
Okay.
And we need to rethink what that is to make sure we put out a product. Every product coming out has to be an A product. So yeah, we looked at it. There was going to be too much time. It's been in development a little too long. The people on it really worked hard on it, but we need to rethink that and put out and really look at today's market and what we need it to be to leapfrog competition.
Cool.
Going forward, Parasound is not looking to just make something improved. We're looking to come out with something on each item or family that is a disruptor or real innovation along the way.
Interesting.
And Darren has his laundry list of things he doesn't like that the industry has done.
Sure.
And we're giving him a green field to really say, let's not think about how it's been done before. Let's think about the way it needs to be done to do what we do, which is we want our audience to love what they're hearing.
Sure.
And so he's got lots of great ideas. We've got other people involved in the process for that development, but we are heavily investing in R&D right now. And also, for your earlier question, our supply chain, really shoring it up. The past couple of years, Parasound was out of inventory for a lot of items.
Yeah.
COVID, and that happened to everybody.
Yeah.
But in 90 days, we've got most of it shored up. In the next month and a half to 2 months, we will. It's a long development or long production time from Taiwan where we make them. But we're putting things in place to make sure we minimize the chance of out of stock going forward. One of those things is we canceled the silver lines. The stuff that's there is we've got stuff in stock that can get ordered, but it will be not. We didn't cancel it. Sorry, we are making them custom orders from now on.
Oh,
so get enough of them, we'll make them, but they will be made to order in a group instead of us stocking and keeping cash that way. I'd rather keep my inventory with products that are moving quickly, and the Silver Series at most was about 10% of any line.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, and your background has a lot to do with strategic planning and product growth and supply chain management. So I'm sure that's one of the strengths you've brought to this business, and I'm kind of excited about that too.
That automation, information, how to become more transparent to our dealers. We're really working on that a lot right now so that they're informed. So when a customer calls and asks, I want our dealer to be able to answer the questions right now.
Great.
Not, I'll try to get hold of someone and answer it tomorrow. When they have a person on their floor, they need to be able to quickly say, yeah, we have it, or here are the options, or these are what you can get.
Very good. Very good news. Now, do you, to me, the JC1 Plus represented a little bit of a step forward. Parasound has always been known as providing very affordable and excellent results. The JC1 was kind of a pricey move, I think. Not bad. I mean, not in the realm I live in with $250,000 speakers and things, but I thought it was a brilliant move because it really took that product to an incredible level. Are there plans to diversify, maybe with more expensive products, lesser expensive products, or what do you see as the direct future?
Well, what we are doing is our executive team is meeting next month to really understand and refocus ourselves of what do we do. Let's get really clear with purpose. One of the things I learned in the Air Force was, so I flew A-10s. One of the reasons A-10 was so awesome is it had a purpose. It was built around a gun. Yeah. And everything in that plane was to deliver ordnance on target safely and effectively. Sometimes I think in the audio industry, people add bells and whistles and components and they lose focus of what we're trying to do, which is we want our users to love the music they're hearing. And we want to help them do that. And so we're looking at all of our lines to make sure they fit the purpose and functions of what we have. And some do that very well already and they don't need tweaking. Other ones might need some changes. In the CI business, we're going to need to change a little bit to be more competitive. Many of our products are already really good, and we're going to focus on maybe some new additions. And you'll see us pushing the envelope of who we are, moving up a little bit on a few things also.
That's kind of cool. That's very good news. Well, I think you've hit on something that, the purpose-built idea, that there are a lot of products out there today that do things that don't really matter, and they don't improve the sound. They're just done because, well, we can do it, or they're done to hit a price point specifically, that kind of thing.
Or the factories overseas already know how to do it. We'll take their design and tweak it to our own.
Wow.
And the addition of Darren allows us, and the team he's building allows us not to do that, because it adds costs and components and failure points.
Sure.
I remember buying a VCR back in the day of, it had so many features on it, and the interfaces were so difficult to use. I never used any of it. I just wanted, am I recording or am I not recording, and an easy way to schedule it. But there's so many options, and we're really looking at that user experience also. How do I easily do it so that I don't get confused? And some of today's screens, it's not enjoyable changing things around, and so people don't. And so
a lot of it's hard to navigate sometimes. It's impossible to figure out what you want to make a change, and you can't find the way to do it.
Correct. And there's so many ways to. It's just hard to do it on the spot. It's not leveraging today's technology. What I bring to the table, because I'm not from this world, is in my manufacturing consulting, I dealt with hundreds of industries, and I saw the kinds of best practices and what technology was bringing to systems that the audio world hasn't touched yet. And so we think we can be very innovative with that to leverage my knowledge in other areas. And every day I talk to Darren and I'll bring up ideas. He goes, never thought of that, because no one's done it yet.
Yeah.
But not that we will right away, but we've got some interesting ideas that we believe are going to change the way people interface and deal with their systems and racks, and also the way installers do. And one of the big ones will be is my support system. How do I streamline that so we can get repairs done easy? And how do we disrupt the supply chain where when things do go wrong, because they do.
Sure, it happens.
There's nothing worse than buying an amp for $5,000 and having it fail on you. But we're looking at the F-22. Go back to my Air Force days. Actually, this is post-Air Force, but I had a briefing on it and all this wonderful capabilities. What I was impressed on is they said a mechanic with 3 tools could change out any component in 5 minutes or less, except the engine.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, why isn't audio designed that way? Why can't our trusted dealers do field repairs quickly, have stuff in stock, and when something goes down, it's a matter of hours or maybe a day, and I'm back up and running, instead of let me send it in, let you do these things. And those are some of the things that we're looking to change going forward.
It's really exciting news. I think it's a great idea, David, and I think that's wonderful.
We've got to do it still, but that's
well, yeah. But if you can minimize the downtime and make it a module change instead of a hard solder, it's got to go back to the factory thing. I mean, it's really a really good way of looking at it. Not everybody does, so it's kind of interesting stuff you're talking about bringing to this company.
It's a little more expensive for us.
Yeah,
but the customer satisfaction goes up so much that we think that we will make it back in spades with more.
You'll grow your customer base. Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, David, is there anything, I know you're busy. I don't want to hold you up too much. Is there anything else you want to share with us today? The
big thing, to the outside world, Parasound's products are there. We are relooking how we go to business. So you might see some changes in our supply chain. We have I believe we have expanded too much. We've got that feedback from our good dealers where too many people who don't understand what Parasound is might have it available. And we're working on really shoring that up so that when people buy Parasound, they buy it through dealers or people who are really representing us well.
Yeah, you want representatives that are well aware of the brand's capabilities and represent the product the way you want it represented. Yeah.
And we have some phenomenal ones out there. I was just down with Meyer Shadi at the audio salon down in LA, and the attention to customer service and the approach and the capabilities of some of these dealers is just amazing.
Well, I think that's a crucial factor in today's market. So, the market's not what it was in the 70s when I started buying hi-fi gear.
Correct. But it's still valuable, and the dealers are adapting to understand that service and that uptime, and the people buying our products want great service, and they don't want to worry about their systems.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to make sure there's a support system for our customers that gives them that.
Well, it makes perfect sense.
we are not going to be Richard's Parasound. Our products are the extension, and we will continue to improve on Richard's vision. But we are a manufacturer. We're going to be a phenomenal, innovative research and manufacturing company. We are going to empower and enable those dealers and distributors and reps to really do the job that we need them to do out in the field, because they're the ones who can really help with customer experience and other things. They're the feet on the street. And we have seen already some improvements in those areas where customers, instead of coming back to us, they deal with someone who's local who can handle it, and it gets them happier in the long run.
Sir, I can't thank you enough for your time today. I'm really grateful for this. I've had so many people asking me, because I announced back in January that this would take place at some point. I know you've been busy, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I think people are going to really enjoy hearing from you.
Thanks for giving me the time. I'm still not done with all of my with all the changes we need to do. We're going to continue to change internally as I streamline and automate. Our costs, we did get cost drops on many of our units this year. Can't guarantee that forever, but we are trying to streamline our stuff to make it even more affordable where we can. And when it goes up, unfortunately, some components go up.
Well, I can't thank you enough. I'm really excited about what I've heard today, and I'm wishing you and the whole team the absolute best success. Parasound is an iconic product. It's been a really well thought out product, well established, and I'm really excited to hear what your plans are. Thanks for sharing with us today, my friend.
Thanks,
I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I really want to thank David again for carving out the time last week from what is most assuredly a very full schedule to give us this first glimpse into his plans. I think you'll agree that his vision for the future of Parasound, including the adjustments he has already implemented in these first 3 months, is not only impressive, but indicative of remarkable opportunities for the growth and development of one of the most valued brands in the industry, one known and celebrated for its combination of performance, value, and reliability. With David at the helm, this new iteration of Parasound has seen a rousing infusion of creativity, direction, and energy, and is poised to take an exciting next step. I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing him only the best as he tackles Parasound's exciting future. I hope that even this brief conversation with David has helped resolve many of the unanswered questions we all were asking ourselves, and help put to rest any concerns or unfounded speculations about this storied and distinguished company's future. I know that I can't wait to hear where the collective designs of the legendary John Curl, working with the inspired new team member Darren Myers, may lead. As always, thank you for taking the time to drop by today. Further information on supporting the channel may be found in today's description section or at my website, theaudioanalyst.com. Please stay safe and keep the music playing. Till next time, cheers.